So we have this here, and this is from Service Canada. So it's on the Service Canada website. I'm pulling it. I haven't downloaded it. This isn't Photoshop. This is exactly what the government of Canada sees for our future lives in 2040.
All right.
And
or sooner. Yeah.
Or sooner. And so it's, you know, I like how they just like ease you into it. It's like more snakes than ladders, as if it's some board game when you're growing up as a kid. It's just a few more snakes than ladders. Just a few more snakes than ladders is what they have. So, but
nothing to be too worried about, folks. A few more snakes than ladders. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And then we have pursuing post-secondary education is no longer considered a reliable path to social mobility. Shocking, right? That the arts degree and the Indigenous studies and a Bachelor of Science, like without any other professional training, is not going to make money rain from the skies, right?
Wow, you mean my lesbian dance theory degree isn't going to, get me a high-paying job?
At Starbucks.
At Starbucks. Oh, Starbucks, yes.
So it might be higher paying than some of the other stuff that you're going to see on this.
But Starbucks will go fully automated anyways. I mean, just the robots are taking over. Let's be honest.
Well,
right?
There's only one person to manage the robots, so you just have to be the best Starbucks barista.
Got to make sure.
Just be any Starbucks barista.
Got to make sure we have a diverse crew of robots.
Right? Advanced, Starbucks barista, so you can manage the robots. But
that's right.
Let's keep going through it. So,
all right.
Owning a home is not a realistic goal for many. Owning a home. And I have been telling everyone this, like our parents bought houses with 6 years of median income. We buy houses with 16 years of median income. Our kids are going to buy houses with, wait for it, 60 years of median income. I'm telling you that is going to happen. Like,
so that means never. That means never. 60 years of median income is never.
Yeah. Unfortunately for many of them, like it will be a stretch goal. It will not be a 2/3 of the population owning a home, right? And if they do own a home, it's going to be a 400 square foot condo, right?
Mm-hmm. Or you'll be in government housing.
Converted shipping container, something like that, right? But you'll own it. You'll have a title. So, and you'll pay 38% property taxes on your shipping container lot, right?
and don't forget your unrealized capital gains tax.
Yeah, they'll tax that too. So, and then people see inheritance as the only reliable way to get ahead. This is what I've said. We preach this at the boot camp. Like, if you are a parent, you have to care about this.
Yeah,
if you do not care about this, you are the same as the boomers that you complain about. Like,
yeah, it's about the next generation.
It is about the next generation. If you do not have it, if you are a parent and you do not have an intergenerational wealth plan, it's like, I'm sorry, you're exactly the same as the generation before, because this is coming. Like, you're being told this is coming. You have to have a plan. Okay. Mm-hmm. So like, and so you can see this as like people see inheritance as the only reliable way to get ahead, and you can complain about that I don't have an inheritance, or you can get on your horse and make sure your kids do. Like,
that's right.
Like, and I'm sorry, people, your RRSPs are not an intergenerational wealth plan. They're a wealth confiscation plan, 50% at the end. Like, that's just how they are. That's not an intergenerational wealth plan. So, and that we go further. It's like social siloing. People rarely mix with others of different socioeconomic status. This is a real problem. Like, when we're trying to help people build wealth, and they think that they're selling to the middle class, but they don't realize that the middle class is getting crushed. If you're selling business to consumer, the middle class is getting crushed. And people are designing these businesses because usually they're starting at the bottom and they think they're selling to the middle, but they don't realize that the middle is broke and they have to sell to the top 20%.
Yeah.
But they've never even... they've never even commingled with the top 20%. They don't have no experience about like what actually they want and what they don't want. And it's like you're trying to sell to aliens sometimes. And it's a real issue for business owners who are actually trying to build businesses, especially in the business to consumer.
I had an interaction. I was at a barbecue store just a week ago, and the salesperson there was selling to me from his perspective.
Yeah.
So he was trying to sell me something, but I was asking him questions about smokers, right?
Yeah.
And rather than pointing me towards the most expensive smoker and showing me all the features and things, he was trying to like save me money. So, this one's expensive. This one's cheaper. This one over here is cheaper. He was trying to sell to me from his perspective. And it was very eye-opening to me. It's like, I'm not really looking at the price at the moment. I want the best features, functionality, what's going to do it for me. Am I going to have to replace this thing in a year? Like what is that? And he was trying to sell to me, like trying to save me money as he's trying to, be my trusted advisor. It's like, dude, you're missing the boat. I wanted to kind of coach him and counsel him there and say, dude, you're going to get fired if you keep doing that. But
they won't, but the owner probably thinks the same way. You know what I mean? Like they don't realize. It's like my example at the car dealership, one of my windshield replaced, right?
Right.
And they call me up in the middle of the day. Like I left the work order, just replace my windshield. This is what I want done. Just replace. They call me up in the middle of the day to say that, we don't replace the windshield here. We have to outsource it to a glass shop. So if you get us to do it, it's going to be 20% more. So first of all, like I have to field this voicemail. And then I have to try to call them back. And of course, they're not available at that time. And I have wall-to-wall meetings, and everyone's seen my calendar. It's like 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like wall. So I'm trying to, do this. And finally, like I actually, get on the phone with this lady, and, they think they're doing you a favor. And then I says like, can you please replace it? Because if not, I have to pay one of my staff members to go Uber over there and drive my car to a glass shop and then drive it back and then Uber back to the office. Like,
that's right.
Like whatever you're going to charge is like fine. But they don't know, right? In their mind, they were saving me some money.
That's right. So really the disparity between rich and poor is going to become even more pronounced, right? It's going to be rich, poor, then nothing in between.
And it's hard, and it's hard to get that upward mobility because they don't even understand the other group, right? So
What's funny is like years ago when Robert Kiyosaki was saying these things, is that like there's going to be no middle class. It's going to be rich and poor. And this was 20 years ago when I was listening to him say this. I was like, come on, there's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. But here we are, folks. And this is the outlook that the Canadian government has for Canadians.
Yes.
So let's take a deeper dive.
You can't be calling me. I've been saying this for 2022. The value of human labor has shrunk because of artificial intelligence. And so, like, I'll give you the real example where this is going to hit in the next 10 years is like, I would imagine I think there's at least 400,000 drivers in Canada, whether it's Uber drivers or Skip the Dish, whether it's full-time or part-time. It's like at least 400,000 drivers in Canada. And, my recent trip to California, you see all the driverless cars. They have all the driverless cars that come and pick you up, and you're driving next to it, and you see it's like, it's like there's no one driving. It's got the camera on top, and you can call it, and it'll come pick you up. It's like hundreds of thousands of those people relying on those jobs will be irrelevant in the next 10 years. Like that will be irrelevant in the next 10 years. And like the thought that you can just learn something and do that thing for 30, 40 years, it's like that's not going to happen anymore. It's only the people kind of at the top who are innovating, who can leverage the AI, are actually going to have any work. Like that's it, right?
It's almost like the Industrial Revolution where things went from, bespoke, handmade, handcrafted, very one-off, low production type of stuff to mass production in factories. Now it's going to the next level. I mean,
and it's high up too, because it ties in with the last one where if you're not, if you don't actually understand how to sell to the 20%, the lower quality stuff is the most likely to be outsourced. So you don't even understand what the top 20% wants, and you're just going to get cut off. You're just going to get run over by that, right? Like that is an outcome, and that thing is coming. That's just one example. Like there are millions of jobs that will be redundant. That is the case, right? And putting everyone on universal basic income is not an answer. Like if you understand how the monetary system works, it's like everything will just cost that much more. They can send you that money, sure, but it's like your purchasing power is not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, you're still going to be broke because the free money comes from somewhere. Like it gets printed, it gets made, it gets turned into something. But somebody at the end of the line has to pay for that good, has to pay for that work.
Yeah, yeah. The Canadian economy could shrink or become less predictable.
Could.
I think we're already there. That's not an outlook. Like that's we're already there. 6.9% unemployment. Was the print today.
Yeah. That was the news.
Wages
today.
have come down. Prices didn't come down. Prices went up, but wages came down. So
so wages down, unemployment up.
Yes,
and can't wait to see what those inflation numbers are going to be. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
people's mental health may suffer. I think, obviously. Like they were sold a lie.
Yeah.
And most people will not actually understand it. They'll know that it's broken. They might even think it's their own fault, right? They think that it's their own fault because some of them will do exactly what they were told and it won't work for them.
Yeah. I didn't get a DEI degree, so that's why I'm broke. It's like, no, it has nothing to do with it. You didn't learn a valuable enough skill to keep you employed or to start a business or insert, valuable skill that people need. And that's why you're broke. That's why you're broke, right?
Workers may seek greener pastures elsewhere.
Not shocking. We're already looking.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, people know, full disclosure, like I'm a Canadian citizen and a UAE resident. Like people know that I have UAE residency. It's my residency card sits in my pocket. It's like, Of course I wouldn't have a backup at this point in the game, right? Like, why would I not have a backup at this point in the game? Like, why would I not have an office there? Like I saw the Rebel News thing the other day where Ezra went to Bermuda to look at Carney's office.
Yeah.
And it's like, am I supposed to be mad? Like, I mean, I don't have, billions of dollars, but someone could do the exact same thing on me. You know what I mean? Like they could be in another country and showing this is the Spurrell office overseas. Like, yeah, that exists. Like I'm telling you, it exists. We talked about it openly. The clients know where we are. Office like, yeah, where are you today? I'm in the Manila office, or I'm in the Dubai office, right? Or I'm in the Edmonton office or Vancouver office. It's like that's like a thing. It's like people seek greener pastures elsewhere. Like that is a realistic thing that happens, and people are just like the date of this report. This was in January. I need to tell people, like, you are not voting your way out of this. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is the hardest part to see. It's like, you're not voting your way out of this. This is happening. The rate at which it happened is somewhat uncertain, but it is happening. No party comes to the table anymore with an actual solution to this. They all come with billion-dollar solutions to multi-trillion-dollar problems.
They all come to the table with spending more money that they don't have, that they haven't, developed, but just they created out of thin air for more social programs, more dependence upon the government, more free stuff. Why? Because they've completely crushed all of the production. They're not attracting any investment into Canada. They want to turn off all the oil and gas and have, all the net zero stuff, which basically means don't build anything ever, don't produce anything ever in Canada, because we want to make sure that it's clean and green. So all that investment goes to other jurisdictions. Like it's we're governed by retards. Sorry, but we are.
And people like this one really hits. Like people might find alternative ways to meet their basic needs. Okay?
Oh, here we go.
So housing, food, childcare, healthcare cooperatives may become more common. This could ease the burdens on social services, but also challenge market-based businesses. Forms of person-to-person exchange of goods and services could become even more popular, reducing tax revenues. This is my favorite one. People may start to hunt, fish, and forage on public lands and waterways without reference to regulations, small-scale agriculture could increase.
So people are going to have to poach just to live.
Down in the river valley. Yeah. So you're going to see them on the Vancouver Say Wall with their, their fishing line cast in the water. Like, you're just like, this is going to happen, people. Like that this is an inevitability of the trajectory that we're on. Like, we passed all the realistic milestones in 2022. They spent an outrageous amount of money in 2022. And the turning point for me was like, when I didn't see them dial back in the spending once the lockdowns ended, I knew it was over. Like, I knew it was over. It didn't matter what they say. No one was talking about it. People were talking about getting back to work and back to normal or the new normal, whatever the heck they wanted to. But no one was talking. It was like, we just blew through every monetary goalpost that there was, and the trajectory is like, there's no stopping the train at this point, right?
And so many businesses closed down and they're not reopening.
We have less businesses now than we had in 2019.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is way down
with a massive, like a much bigger population.
Yeah,
we have since 2019 we got 3-4 million more people and less businesses, a couple 100,000 less businesses than we had in 2019. Like, that's a real thing, people. Like, there's no turning that ship around, right? There is hope for you. That's why I do this. It's like all of the solutions are unelectable. Like, no one would even breathe the solutions that would actually change this. Right?
Yeah, I think it needs to be said, no one is coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you, but like there is a life raft, and it's big enough for you and your family. You just have to come to the realization. The important part is coming to the realization is like, no one is coming to save you. You're not voting your way out of it. It didn't matter how that federal election went. And even our last podcast, people watching, it's like 32,000 views. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm willing to piss people off because they think that Danielle Smith is going to separate or join the 51st state tomorrow and it's going to work. No, there's going to be more people, foraging for food on public waterways than are going to be saved by Alberta separation, because they're not even taking the realistic steps for it. So, and I'm trying to shock people, and I don't care if I piss off 99, because I'm looking for the one that's like, I get it. What do I do? Like, I get it. Like, how do I get my family out of this? Right. Yeah. That's the point to me. Governments may come to seem irrelevant if they cannot enforce basic regulations, or if people increasingly rely on grassroots solutions to meet basic needs. This is like so real for me, because we have the 4 offices. Like, we have the office in Edmonton and Vancouver, and then we have Manila and Dubai. And when I go to Manila, it's like there are no rules. There are no rules. Like, locals have told me, it's like, be very, very careful crossing the street, because you may get run over, and if you get run over, they're not going to stop, and no one's going to look for the person who ran you over. Like, that is the type of like no rules that happen in other countries. And people who haven't traveled to poor countries, it might not be real for them. It's like when you start asking about business regulations or setting up businesses or visas or stuff, it's like you get like 100 different answers because no one knows the rules. Like, what the only rule is like, if they have what you need and you have enough money in your hand at the time you need it, they will give it to you. That is the rule.
There you go.
That is the rule in a poor country. Like, that's how it works, right?
He who has the gold makes the rules.
And unfortunately, right? it's not even like a nefarious thing. It's just like the rules are so far removed from their daily life that even, the lawyers and accountants in those jurisdictions don't know them because they're irrelevant.
Because they're not enforced.
They're just not enforced, right? They're just like not enforced. And it becomes very real when you travel to a third world country, like how much those rules aren't enforced. And like, I can see it here, right? I see how the rules are enforced in Canada versus how the rules are enforced in the UAE. It's much different. They're enforcing the rules, right? Yesterday we had a homeless guy, out in the office. Like, he was out sleeping out front of the office, like in our little vestibule thing, right? And the staff were like, "Is this okay?" It's like, "No, it's not okay." And I went out there and I threw him out because I was already pissed off because I had just met with the freaking city tribunal because they're trying to tell me how to use my land. So I needed something to as an outlet anyways. So this was okay for me. So I got this guy out of the vestibule, but that would never happen in the UAE. Like it would never happen. Like here, I can't call the police because they'll take hours to show up if they show up at all. There, it's like they would show up and you would go to jail. Like you can't just get cracked out and collapse on someone's front vestibule. Like you just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
So you just start to see how the rules can't be enforced when the monetary system deteriorates. Like you can complain about the police departments all they want, but the governments don't have enough money to administer the services that people want. They won't have enough money. And that's a realistic, the police aren't going to go chasing, who hit someone in Manila traffic because they just don't have the resources. They can't, right? So it's unfortunate. You might want it to be different, but it's just not different, right? So here's the big one. Post-secondary education could become a stranded asset. So as people realize that a lot of the post-secondary training is not a path to monetary success, they won't register in that. And then that entire administration who depends on those registrations and those tuitions, where do they go? They don't have a job. The governments will only prop them up for so long before they will cut or freeze the head counts. And you'll see these large universities because let's face it, like a lot of the programs offered at these new universities, people aren't going to come out and have financial success because of them.
No. And I mean, really, like the bulk of the money that goes to these universities gets tied up in all the extra administrators. It's not really instructors, teachers, and programs. It's administrators and DI, watchdogs and all of this other nonsense that really takes away from the education, raises up the prices of the tuition, and doesn't really improve the education at all. Like it's crazy, and they deserve to go out of business because they suck.